You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to a festive episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and not next to me is my trusted companion,
John Kearns. What's up, everybody? Not only is this episode festive, it is also freshly squeezed. Yes, I am in my new space. We have been off the air for quite some time. But
I lost my smile like Shawn Michaels. And
he had to go to Texas where the sky's baked to find it.
I literally became a born again Christian like Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that's true. That is actually true.
And now I'm back in wrestling.
Does that mean I'm Marty?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't want to be Marty.
I don't want to be Shawn.
Marty admits to
Here we
killing
are.
people and then acts like he didn't do that.
And having sex with his daughter.
Yeah. This is a banger of an episode already. We are back on the air because wrestling is getting exciting once again. Not that it hasn't
And
been
our schedules are loosening a little.
Yes.
And we missed you.
We did miss you, and we missed each other. We haven't even talked to each other really in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I started my new job, then we had to move. And
I kicked you through that barbershop window.
Yeah, true. And then I killed that guy. No. So, Timmy, we are here to talk about a very cool event happening tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for some bizarre reason.
I think it's 3.
Well, 3 is 0 hour, but no matches have been announced for 0 hour yet. So we're not going to cover 0 hour because there's no matches announced. But that means it'll be full of surprises. And I like surprises.
Speaking of, we are recording this Thursday night. So if those matches are announced during the broadcast of Rampage, we don't know. Yep. We did look up spoilers for Rampage to see if we needed to know anything, and no. So, they'll probably have Excalibur say everything in 20 seconds as fast as he can. So, whatever. But we're going to go over the card as is.
As is. And as is, it is a banger of an event. We're starting. Go ahead.
I do have a question for you. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that, Tony Khan was on a press conference for Final Battle, and he said all of our questions for ROH TV, the future of ROH, and the AEW New Japan and ROH connection will be answered on Saturday. And I felt that was interesting because Juice Robinson has signed to AEW, which was kind of weird to me because he's an active member of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that Tony Khan mentioned that whole New Japan thing. Also, I have a question for you, John.
Yeah.
Our friend on Twitter, Ash, she said something a couple weeks ago, and it has been ringing in my head ever since, and I wanted your opinion. She said that AEW's ROH reminds her of WWE's ECW. How does that statement make you feel? Because you watched the original WWE ECW. I didn't. I watched the second version of it.
I can see the comparison in that it is like a separate promotion that is happening within a promotion.
Right.
However, in terms of match quality, I disagree.
Right.
And in terms of overall production, but I guess if you want to get technical about it, they really don't have production yet other than pay-per-views. But if the production quality of the pay-per-view events carries over into a weekly show, if that is what is happening, I will be more than happy.
Yeah, it'll seem like ROH.
Yeah.
See,
but I do see the comparison.
I didn't watch WWE ECW when it first ran.
Good.
But I looked back at it and I saw the cards. And yeah, they had some ECW originals, but mainly it was new WWE guys.
Yeah.
That's not really how it feels with the AEW, like AEW ROH, because we see a lot of integration with familiar faces from Ring of Honor, and we have a lot of former Ring of Honor stars in AEW.
That is true.
So, and like you said, like the pay-per-view production that we've seen so far feels a lot like Ring of Honor. It doesn't feel like AEW's Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand like a lot of fans who are diehards of whatever they decide to be diehards of get all excited and upset. But I think after Saturday, when Tony answers those questions that everyone has, I think once that happens, people are going to stop, going, oh, why is there so much ROH on AEW? Why doesn't ROH have their own show?
Well, I haven't really seen
AEW's roster is already so bloated. Why are they putting ROH stuff on there?
If I'm being
Tony Khan has enough money.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't see those complaints.
That's because you're on Twitter and I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, that's a bad place to be, boss.
In
the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I like that. I need to commit that to memory.
Yeah. That's what he says about the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Oh. Well. Everybody loves the Cantina scene.
I mean, yeah, the Cantina scene's good, but Mos Eisley in and of itself is a desolate wasteland of murder, crime. Anyway, so we're here to talk about Ring of Honor's Final Battle 2022, and talking about Tony Khan saying all the questions will be answered. If I had my guess, I would say that probably means we're getting a media scrum after the event. But
yeah, he's going to talk about like the future, like where, like the TV deal, stuff like that.
So, like I said, Final Battle, special start time of 4 p.m., 3 p.m. technically, if you're counting 0 hour, which is really good for me because I thought I was not going to be able to watch this event until Sunday at the earliest, probably Monday. But, hey, they did it for me.
Yes. They said, that fellow with the podcast over there in Pittsburgh, I think we should put it on just for him.
Yep, who used to work at 2:30 p.m. and now works at 6 a.m.
Right. So, I don't know what list you have the card in, but I want to go right into my boy Shane Taylor. Our boy Shane Taylor.
That is exactly the first image I have up.
Our first ever interview.
Yeah.
He has finally made an appearance on AEW.
I was so happy.
Yeah, me too. Because it's like you've had 2 or 3 Ring of Honor specials already, and you have not brought in Shane Taylor. What the hell is going on here?
Right.
And finally, Keith Lee's being interviewed by Renee. Shane comes over and he's like, you're always leaving family. You left me 6 years ago. You left JD Griffey in Dallas. You left Swerve 2 weeks ago, and he didn't like that. And then he said, why don't you wrestle me and JD at Final Battle if you can find a partner? Swerve comes from behind. Keith Lee is like, can I even trust you? And just walks away upset. I hope that this leads to more.
Yeah.
I want Shane Taylor in ROH.
I want Shane Taylor to confront one member of the embassy.
Yeah.
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 Because, brother, what are you doing? What happened?
Brother! Yeah, he needs to come out with O'Shea Edwards and Moses and beat down the embassy later on in the evening.
And then just be like, you stole my boy.
Right.
Like, you corrupted his mind.
Look, they switched out Tully Blanchard for Prince Nana at the 11th hour.
Positive.
Why not do this?
Yeah.
No one cares about Brian Cage.
Yeah. Nobody cares about Brian Cage except Taz.
I don't even know if he does anymore. I mean,
I don't know. He might not. He seems pretty focused on the old hooker.
So, I mean, I think Shane Taylor and JD Griffey have this in the bag because Keith Lee and Swerve are not on the same page.
No.
Keith Lee and Swerve are AEW affiliated, whereas Shane Taylor has been introduced to the AEW audience as a former 6-man and TV champion for Ring of Honor. I think it's going to drive a bigger wedge in between Swerve and Keith. What say you, John?
Yeah, everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think STP has this in the bag, like you said. I wonder if we could possibly see Swerve fully turn on Keith Lee and join STP, because Shane Taylor talked about him leaving Swerve.
I like that idea, but can Swerve be in a faction that he's not the leader of?
I think so.
Maybe an alliance, but I don't think so because Swerve is a star, bro, and he can't be second fiddle to somebody who just showed up.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't see a problem with a faction being built of all stars.
So like Blackpool Combat Club, has
It's
arguably
rad.
3 stars, right? And there is no said leader, and there's none of their names in it.
Oh, well,
but
that's
Shane
true.
Taylor Promotions is Shane Taylor, bro. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I still think it would be an interesting story.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't be. Yeah. I'm just, I gotta be all fucking logical.
You agree? Me and you agree STP's taking this one.
Yes.
The next match we're going to talk about is for the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championship. It is Dalton Castle and the Boys defending against...
Who have names now.
But it just says the Boys.
But we still don't know them.
I think, are they brothers? Did they say they're brothers?
I think they're twins.
Twins? Like, they have like the same...
They have similar names too. They could... The commentators have differentiated them from their hair.
Okay. So it's like the Usos where they differentiate on the sides of the face paint. Well, but they don't wear face paint anymore. So
back in the day,
they don't wear face paint anymore. So who the hell knows which one's which now?
one has a mullet and one doesn't. So that's how they know now.
Oh,
Michael Cole had to be like, hey, if you're not wearing the face paint, somebody got to do something.
Right, exactly. So Dalton Castle and the Boys are defending against the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, who no one cares about.
Nope. Nobody. Except whoever sells them as steroids.
Who better?
Canyon.
Yeah.
And that dude's dead.
So what are you going to do, Brian? First of all,
you're going to dig him up?
Brian. No,
yeah, let's go, Brian. Brandon, whatever.
Brian. Oh, that's
terrible,
my horrible
terrible
Stewie impression. I didn't have any time to...
Anyways, you asked me what I thought first of the last one, so you tell me.
So, I'm looking at the Gates of Agony. I'm looking at Brian Cage, and I am seeing monsters, mass. And I'm looking at the boys, and I'm looking at Dalton Castle, and I'm seeing scrawny little men. So I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, Riccaboni, he Caprice Coleman will say something similar at the beginning of this match, and Riccaboni will mention the way that Dalton Castle moves his hips at least 7 times to counteract that argument.
You know what? You got a point. He does. He is a hip
and that
motherfucker.
He was a beach wrestling champion, whatever the hell that means.
He's wrestled on the beach, and he was the best.
Who wants to wrestle on the beach? You get sand in your eyes.
I've never seen beach wrestling. I've never seen that.
I've never even heard of it.
But I mean, the Embassy. Are they trying to make the Embassy a thing again?
It seems like. I mean, they had a match with FTR. They did, like, didn't they do some beatdowns on the last ROH pay-per-view?
Yeah, and Brian Cage had a pretty decent showing in that Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal.
There's only one thing I remember about that, and that was after the the match.
That's valid because my lord, Absolute Ricky Starks pulled off the performance of a lifetime. Reading Maxwell for filth.
I haven't been.
Fans would say
I haven't been on Twitter for like months, and I logged into Twitter just to say Ricky Starks with the promo of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, here's what I would say. We already know Brian Cage has a contract under Tony Khan. We assume the same for Khan and Toa Leon.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the status of Dalton and the boys. It has never been said.
Yeah.
I believe they're still free agents. If you are going to make the Ring of Honor product a weekly thing again, a staple to the wrestling community again,
you got to put those on contracted stars.
But you gotta get Dalton, bro.
Oh well,
you gotta get
true.
In my estimation, this match can go either way, but I can't bet against Dalton Castle.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you might have convinced me. I mean, honestly, Dalton Castle was a guy that you arguably could say is ROH.
Right. Dalton and the boys bring something that all 3 members of the Embassy don't.
Charisma.
And that's exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see big dudes wrestle, that's wonderful. But if Brian Cage is your mouthpiece, I mean, come on, how far can you go?
If Prince Nana is involved and Brian Cage is your mouthpiece, you fucked up.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the other 2 guys. Like, I love Khan.
I'm a big fan of Khan.
I liked what I've seen out of Toa Leon or whatever, but it's like when WWE put together the Shield, or whenever you put together a faction, its members are always complementary parts to a whole. And when you look at the Embassy, you just see 3 clones. And it's like, I don't care. I don't want to see them win. I don't even know if I want to see them in general.
Well, hey. Valid points. I still think... Who else is in the Embassy?
I think it's just them 3. I don't know.
Just them 3?
I think
you're right. Yeah. So I think we both agree Dalton and the boys are taking this one. And you got to get Dalton under contract, Tony. Tony?
Riccaboni?
Mercedes Martinez versus Athena, who has been on a warpath as of late.
Yeah. So this feud started when I believe Athena continued to attack Madison Rayne.
Yeah.
And Mercedes Martinez came out for the save. And it was more or less, you think you're tough and bad, but I'm really the toughest and the baddest here. I like this. I like that there's not, you don't need to know, you don't have to have like this huge backstory to understand what's happening here. Sure. Athena is Athena. Mercedes is Mercedes. They're both badasses. All they needed was a little bit of stuff. They didn't need weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
I think as much as I love Athena and I wish she would get a title around her waist, I do not think you should have Mercedes lose it yet. Mercedes just won it. I believe, right? She beat Deonna.
Yeah.
And that's been it. So, like, she did defend against Serena Deeb.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would like to see Mercedes keep the belt because I feel like Athena should have bigger things to conquer.
Well, I believe they may just put this title on Athena.
Maybe they do.
I think I will go out on a limb and say I think 2 titles are going to change hands, and I think this is one of them.
Oh. Well, you know, if it does change hands, I won't be upset.
No, true.
Like,
and I won't.
I love Athena,
and I won't be upset if it doesn't. I think, like, all these matches, everyone we talked about, except for the last one, are ones that I'd be happy either way. I'm very, like, because I love almost everyone on this card.
Right.
So, yeah. Your Mercedes.
That's our first disagreement.
Athena. Samoa Joe is defending the Ring of Honor television title against the flamboyant, well, not flamboyant anymore. He hasn't been there for a long time. What are you saying, John? Against Juice Robinson.
It's the way you like to remember him.
It is. I miss the hats.
Okay, so we can agree that Juice Robinson being signed to AEW is most likely because he wants to be with his hot-ass wife.
Which is who?
Toni Storm.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I do find it interesting that only in the past year has he joined Bullet Club and this is happening. So like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I can't wait to hear what Tony Khan has to say about AEW, New Japan, and ROH. That being said, Samoa Joe is not going to lose this match. We saw a pre-taped promo from Juice that said, you know, he's done a lot in Japan, but he wants to be big in America, and he wants to be the king of TV. Yeah. And the king of TV right now is Samoa Joe because he has the TNT champion, the TV title. My bad. ROH TV. He has both of them, actually. So it's not my bad.
Too many T's.
Yeah, really. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, Samoa Joe and Wardlow is the big feud here.
Yeah.
The only reason that he could drop this title to Juice Robinson is because they don't want people to get confused when he wrestles Wardlow. Like, if you want to keep ROH and AEW separate, and you want to have that ROH eventual TV show or weekly episodes, whatever, you want those titles to be separated.
Right.
Because eventually, if he keeps it, then and the feud keeps going, Wardlow is going to say, put both titles on the line, blah, 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 blah. Is Juice Robinson the guy to win it? I don't know. He sure has come a long way.
Yeah.
Him and his tag partner, David Finlay, in the past 1.5 to 2 years have moved leaps and bounds in their own personal careers.
I mean, shit, look at what Juice did in the G1 this year.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention, again, Juice is in the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And we have seen Jay White on AEW television.
Oh, yes.
It is not out of the realm of possibility that Juice shows up in Bullet Club gear.
Yeah.
It is not out of the realm of possibility that Bullet Club shows up to Final Battle.
Yeah.
Now I'm blowing my own mind.
Yeah, because,
so you know what? I'm going Juice Robinson.
Oh, shit. And I mean, it's not like Bullet Club has never appeared in Ring of Honor. Bullet Club was an integral part of Ring of Honor for a long time.
Cody Rhodes, man.
Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks,
Adam Cole, baby.
I mean, hell, the Bullet Club, AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Oh, God. Here.
Oh, you're out of water. Good thing we only have 3 more matches to talk about.
Hallelujah. So, what are you thinking, John?
Oh, Joe's going to kill you.
Second disagreement.
I mean,
2 agreements, 2 disagreements.
I mean, Joe's going to kill you. They say it every time. And it happens almost every time.
It doesn't matter if he kills Juice. If, Bullet Club members get involved. Joe don't have no friends anymore.
Yeah, he burned all those bridges.
Because I'm the most threatening man in the room. I'm the biggest threat. Blah, 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 blah.
He also murdered Darby Allin on Wednesday. I don't know if you saw that.
Everybody murders Darby Allin, though.
Yeah, but he did. Yeah, but he did it real hard.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for Darby, man. Because it was like, dude, he's just doing the job.
Dropped his ass on his own skateboard.
This guy is just. How far has Darby fallen? Like, I don't understand. I do not. That's a conversation for another podcast.
It is.
What's the next match?
The rise and fall of Darby Allin, coming soon to home video from Armbar Audio.
Give thanks.
Oh my good going gumdrops. If it's not another dog collar match, and this time it's double your fun. FTR is defending against the Briscoes, defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles in a double dog collar match. And Ring of Honor is known for excruciating dog collar matches.
As you could see on our channel in the archives, under the playlist,
Classic Match
Classic Match Watch-Alongs, we covered Raven versus Punk. I got to tell you, John, very excited about this match.
Yeah. Because
these are 2 old school beat you down teams in an old school beat you down match.
Yep.
Now, Tony Khan has said that he could not sign the Briscoes to AEW because TBS or Warner Media did not want the Briscoes on TV for things that Jay Briscoe has said 13 years ago or something.
Yeah.
We all know what it was, and you could all have your opinions. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah. What we are going to talk about is we don't know what Ring of Honor will be. If it's going to be a YouTube show, if it's going to be on something outside of Warner, who knows? We did, however, see FTR lose their attempt to get the AEW tag team titles from the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
We do know, we don't know, but we've seen online dirt sheets and people talking that the future of FTR and AEW is kind of up in the air. I think Dax has said that he liked working independent shows a lot.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We're all waiting. They have the 3 big belts, and we're all waiting for them to get the AEW ones. They failed, which is fine because the Acclaim's super over right now.
Uh-huh.
But if Tony Khan is going to be putting ROH on YouTube or behind a paywall on Fight or something like that, there is no reason why I should go against the Briscoes, because this is a dog collar match, John. This isn't I'm on the outside and I'm going to break up a pin type deal.
Yeah.
This isn't the tag team-esque type of match that FTR are used to.
And the Briscoes are well known for Fight Without Honor. In GCW in recent years, their deathmatch accolades that have come. Like, the Briscoes are a brutal in the best way tag team. And this is a brutal in the best way stipulation. And I think FTR are in over their heads with this one.
I agree. AAA tag team titles, you don't have to defend all that much.
Yeah.
New Japan tag team titles, maybe they have, like, from Wrestle Kingdom on, maybe they start going over there more.
Yeah.
Or having people come over here. I'm going with the Briscoes.
Yeah. I think I hate to make this assumption, but I just don't know that FTR knows what they've signed on for.
Right. You going Briscoes then?
I'm going Briscoes. I mean,
all right.
I watched the man pour thumbtacks into Adam Cole's mouth. Like, yeah.
All right. So the last 2 matches we're going to talk about is pretty much what this pay-per-view is built on. The Jericho Appreciation Society against the Blackpool Combat Club. The Blackpool Combat Club has lost their Blackpool. We have a rematch between Yuta and Daniel Garcia for the Pure Championship in a Pure Rules match. Now, the last time these guys wrestled on a ROH pay-per-view for this title, Wheeler Yuta came out on top. Right? I don't remember. They hot potatoed it.
Yeah.
So this is the best out of 3. I love Yuta. His star has been made by Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club. This is still Daniel Garcia. Both of their stories are still being written. Daniel Garcia does not lose.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm going Garcia as well.
Now, the main event, Chris Jericho.
The main event.
Chris Jericho is putting his ROH title on the line against former Ring of Honor champion Claudio Castellini. And if Claudio loses, he has to join the JAS.
Yeah.
Very intriguing stuff. Now, John, we saw on AEW that it didn't matter whether Regal was with them, whether Bryan Danielson was with them, that they are going to continue to be a group, the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Is it Moxley talking it up, or is it real? Because if they decide to split the Blackpool Combat Club up, this is where it happens. And I've been saying for the past couple shows we've done and in our conversations, If you want a TV deal for Ring of Honor, you do what AEW did and you put the title on somebody who's known worldwide like Chris Jericho. But Claudio worked in the same companies.
Yep.
Claudio might not be as over as Jericho. And really, as we see Tony Khan doing his things over the years with AEW and now Ring of Honor, he's more or less the criticism that people give him is true. He does cater to the smart. And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's not a bad thing when when the majority of your audience is the smart.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you said earlier that you thought 2 titles were going to change. You picked one already. Obviously, you're going with Claudio.
I am 1,000,000% confident that Claudio wins on Saturday.
Same.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think if Jericho is ever going to lose it, it is here.
Yes. And honestly, it would not surprise me because, as big of a star Jericho is and as much creative freedom he probably has, I mean, it's obvious that Aubrey Edwards is his ref.
Yeah.
It's obvious, he puts the people over he wants to put over. He gets in the programs that he wants to get in. I think he wants to put Claudio
And that's
over.
why all his shit is so good.
Right.
Because he's been in the business so long, he knows.
I mean, shit.
He knows who will work well with him.
This is arguably the best year of his career, and I think this match will be fantastic.
Yeah.
So, I hate to do this, but we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
It is time.
And
it is that time.
I am in a common room in my house.
Yeah, sure.
And the other people in my house want to get to things that they want to do around the Christmas tree.
You got the tree up. You got the TV on. It's time for those Hallmark Christmas movies.
It's time for those Hallmark Christmas movies, baby. Now, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love to all of you.
Bang!
Bang!
And I will say, glad to be back.
Yes, very much. Expect to see more of us.
Yeah, probably in another 3 or 4 months.
No! Did you catch that at the end?
Yep.
Was it on there? Awesome.